Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome back. It has been 2 weeks since the last time I posted a video. Actually, a week. Um, I have posted a few things on my social media. I have not posted on here, other than some shorts and stuff that you guys can delightfully enjoy. Get out there with your friends and family. I just want to take this time first off to say thank you for everybody that's watching so far. Would love to see if we can get some more subscribers. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because that's going to get me more in the algorithm of YouTube and being able to get this information out there to other people who may be interested in it, in becoming a notary, pivoting, and other things that we talk about on this channel. So, what we're going to talk about today is going to be, and I would have done this last week, but unfortunately, didn't really work out that way. Some technical things happened, and yes, I do have my headphones back on. I got my mic. Um, Decided that the lavalier, the volume on it is too loud, too brassy for me, and I'm also not able to monitor how I sound. So this gives me the ability to do it. So I actually have my mic here. I got my fan off because and take a look. You guys, I'm saying take a look, and you guys can't see it. Look here. I got my mic. I actually put some more styrofoam, one of the ones off, because of the glue that we use, that adhesive that we use. But we made it a little bit more soundproof, so there's not so much echo and all that other stuff that's in here. So yeah, we're trying to make it a professional studio at best. Doing what we can here. But yeah, it's your boy, the Central Florida Notary, here. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the money that I made in the month of August. I know it's September 11th. Moment of silence. And I know y'all just hurt my stomach. I have not eaten yet, and I'm hungry. So there's that. Oh, Carpi. They didn't pay me to do this, but I have a really big issue with sweating, and I'm gonna try this out today. So we'll see how it works. But we're going to talk a little bit about what we made in the month of August. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The month of August was a really good month for me in terms of weddings. So that was good. I did notice that there was an uptick in signings. Unfortunately, I wasn't available for a lot of them because they were either, midday or whatever the case may be. And I'm not trying to do anything midday anymore. If I can try to accommodate it to where it's after work and the signer agrees, then I'll do so. But that didn't really align too much. But I had a great month when it came to weddings. Um, it was good. I really focused a lot. I had my wedding on the 1st of August, which I told you guys about. I've been able to adjust and move the pricing up a little bit, a little bit to where the market is now. Because I was definitely in some places undercutting myself initially to just try to get on. I think for the first few weddings that I may have booked, I'm pretty sure that I didn't, price them correctly, especially with the packages that I have now. Last week was a little slow, but it's also the first full week of no, the second full week, right? No, the first full week of September. So that'll be on next month's video. So last month, I did do a few general notary works. I think I had about five general notary work. I had one loan signing that was from general notary work that I did, which was a $60 job. Um, what else? As I'm thinking, like, what else did I do? What I'm looking at now, I'm looking at the paperwork, or not paperwork, the math I did um, when it came to me and the amount of money that I made, because I have the amount of overall money that I took in the month of uh, August. Now, my goal is about 1,100 a month as extra income. um, is what I typically like to bring in before any expenses that I have. And, that was a good month. I will go ahead and say that I was able to exceed that amount. But I think I had about 4 or 5 general notary works. I had 3 signings in the month of August, loan signings that were from signing services. Express Notary, I think I had 2, and then I had one from, um, uh, what was it? Oh, Notary Go. Uh, Signing order is somebody else that I would normally get signings from. They didn't have. I think they may have sent me one thing last month, and that was it. And when I went to go grab it, it had already been swiped. So there's definitely been an increase for that because now, you know, what I think it is that people are still having to refinance because that's what's been coming through, to save them some money. You're still seeing loan modifications, and I think we're going to continue to see that. I don't think at any point of this, um, this so-called recession that we're going to have, I don't see that's going to slow down because again, that's things that people are rearranging, because of what happened in the pandemic and they weren't making the money that they were making. So they had to miss a couple payments. So essentially, that is, that's not going to change. So, what did I do to focus on weddings? That's a good question. I am going to tell you about it. So, I went full speed ahead when it comes to Thumbtack. Thumbtack in the month of August, I actually had an unlimited budget when it came to um, when it came to the leads that I generated. I had a lot more leads. When you do unlimited, they definitely send you leads, whether they are directly aligned with you or maybe 2% directly aligned with you. They're going to send you the leads because your budget is open. They don't have a limit of what they're going to send you. Now, when you do budgets, like for the month of first week of September, I did a budget. And my budget was $95 that I wanted to spend. I might have gotten one quality lead. Actually, you know what? I didn't. That lead that I got was a lead that I got in the month of August that finally decided to go ahead and pay for their deposit now. And their wedding is in April of 2023. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to start writing all those things down so I can make sure that I request those days off next year, for the wedding season that I'm doing, so I can make sure I can have the time to be able to get that done. Because the last thing I'll need is to have to adjust scheduling for whatever reason. So, um, but yeah, I had an unlimited budget um, on Thumbtack. I also started to get a few leads on Wedding Wire and The Knot. Now, Wedding Wire and The Knot, they've slowed down on the leads that they're sending, and I've been putting more pictures, which allows people to kind of see the services and things that you have. But they haven't been sending me any leads. Now, I was able to book one wedding from um, Wedding Wire, and that paid for the month because I pay $125 for The Knot and Wedding Wire. Um, so I booked one wedding, so that pays for it. So I broke even on that one, plus 25 because the amount that I booked on the wedding was 150 for the particular package. And funny story, they're from my neck of the woods. They're from Southwest Georgia area. So when I saw that 229 area code, I was like, where are you from? And they're from the area that I'm from in Georgia. So, but I was able to book one from Wedding Wire. I booked quite a few. I want to say, well, let me put it in perspective. Because a few of the weddings that I had coming into August, I think I had 3 weddings coming into August already that I had booked that were in July. the latter part of July that I booked. So, and I have. So I think, not I think, in the month of August, I booked 10 weddings. I booked 10 weddings, which is good, very good. Um, Out of those 10 weddings, three were pop ups. So that's going to be the lower end tier that I had. Which, by the way, that package initially, when I started, was, and I don't mind telling you guys this now. And again, you guys may even think about, oh, well, you should have. And you know what? Keep those comments to yourself because we all have our own different ways of doing things. But my intention initially was to really try to get into the business and go from there. But when I initially started, I was charging $100 for a pop up wedding. And that didn't include mileage. Okay, that was just flat rate, $100. Come up, show up and sign, regardless of the circumstances. Whether it was a show up and sign, whether it was a small little ceremony, micro wedding, or whatever, that's what the charge was. And then the mileage I charged separately. And as I went to go and adjust the packages, I started to add the mileage in it, up to 40 miles, 80 miles round trip. Um, and then each additional 40 miles is $25, which is exactly what it would be if you multiply 20 if you multiply 40 by 0.62, it evens out to about $25. So, you know, the first 80 miles is free, and then anything after that, which will make it more enticing for the trips that you have that are away from, because I'm in Central Florida, and within a 50-mile radius, I probably have about 8 or 9 cities that I can tap into, you know, where the mileage is included. And there's some outliers, like in the Tampa area, Daytona area, Vero Beach, and all those other areas. Those, require additional charge for mileage to go out that far. And I don't mind doing it. My last wedding that I did on Saturday was not this Saturday, but last Saturday was in Vero Beach, and it was a 2-hour drive. I was listening to music, getting pumped up, ready to go, and it was a fun thing. Did he text me? I think he texted me yesterday. I need to look. I didn't check. But it was a fun times for a. It wasn't a wedding. It was a vow renewal, which I also do vow renewals too. So I booked about 10 weddings last month. So 10 weddings with three signing services and 8 general notary work things that I completed. My total for the month was $1,565.39. Like, Reggie, where'd you get the 39 cents? Well, I also got 39. Not. I'm sorry, that's 89. Can't understand my own writing. Reggie, where you get the 89 cents from? Because loan services don't do cents. You're right. I also get money. I get income from my podcast on Anchor. So that does, give me a little small income. I would say every 2 months I probably get $25 out of that, and it's basically on the amount of listens that I get from Anchor for podcasting, which makes it super easy. But um, I don't advertise or put my show on there anymore because of their lying in bed with Anchor, or not with Anchor, but with Spotify, and then with Spotify and Joe Rogan. Didn't really agree with that whole circumstance, so I stepped away a little bit from that, and I don't, but I still get residuals from that, so that's kind of cool. Um, and a lot of my old shows are still on that platform, so you can go back and listen to it. So that's where the 89 cents came from. I made $27.89 from that, and that was probably about 2 months worth of subscriptions that people have paid. So thank you, shout out to y'all. The loan signings, I think I brought in about $150. I mean right now, loan modifications, they're not paying that much, and the loan signing companies are not wanting to pay more than 40. They will increase it in some instances up to 55. and that's on a rare occasion. The most they'll typically do is $50. And I think I did three at 50, no, two at 50, and then one at 55. So something along those lines. And then I did one at $60 for Notary Go. And luckily that one was right down the street, so it wasn't so bad, you know. So I mean, the amount of time and effort, to be honest, with doing that, with having to go out and bid, you know, to see if you get picked, and then you getting picked, and then you have to wait for the documents, and then you print the documents out, and then you go through the documents to make sure it's become almost not worth the stress of going through all of that. So I'm going to be honest, I've completely pivoted away from the loan signing things. Now, if it does pop up on my phone, I will give it a once over and look at it and consider and contemplate. But sometimes that stuff is far, like Winter Haven, which is about an hour away from me. You got the Villages, which is another 45 minutes to an hour away from me. And, you know, it just is a lot for a little. And I'm not big into money, because money is money. It all matters. If you're saying no to one, you know, that means you're putting out in the universe that it doesn't, like, you don't want that amount. But it's not that. It's just what I'm trying to do is focus my energy in places where I get the best return on the investment that I'm doing, and also enjoy, you know, what I'm doing. And that's what the wedding cycle has been for me. I'm completely booked for, with the exception of next week, because I'm not booked Saturday or Sunday. Um, but including today's wedding renewal, I have three more weddings this month, and I have six in the month of October. So, and one of the clients that I had actually paid, you know, she paid in full. So I'm very happy. And she was one of the ones that were like, nah, you're a little expensive. We wouldn't expect her to pay that much. You know, and I'm like, well, you know, yes. So, and a lot of times, you know, people, what we have to really tell ourselves, and this was something that I got from Courtney Baldwin, and you guys will hear me talk about her often because she's my mentor when it comes to the wedding stuff, is a lot of times people are going to nickel and dime you because they spent so much money on the other stuff that they want to just be able to get you, because they're thinking and reducing what you're doing to, oh, he's just standing up and marrying us, that ain't nothing. But there's creativity, there's time, there's other things that I'm also having to do to, you know, to bring that special day. I am the one that sets the tone for how the rest of the day is gonna go. And by the way, I did a little stand up last week, y'all. That was super fun. I mean, I'm a funny person, but to actually get up and do it with intention, I've never done that before. Remind me to go over that here after I get done with this thought. But you know, there's a lot more that you do than just sitting back and letting them get married and then go. You're using it. It takes a lot to be creative sometimes, you know, especially with what's going on in the world and, you know, your focal point and whatever you have going on in your life. It's not as easy as people think to just get up and be creative and go. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to put that in perspective. And some people get it and some people don't. And to be honest, she kind of was like, well, you know, initially she was going to talk to her boyfriend, and then later on, like maybe an hour later, she got back in touch with me. So, you know, she was really kind of like, you know what, this is probably what we're going to get, you know, with the time that we have allotted. But she actually she had over a month and a half, or actually almost 2 months at the time, when she first got in touch with me. And again, most of this stuff is through Thumbtack. So, um, my gripe with Thumbtack right now is the fact that I've been getting a lot of, well, not a lot. I think they've been a little bit more selective with the leads that they've been sending me. Last week, I got a lot more general notary work. I did have someone that called that may be a high value customer. Um, because of mileage, as well as, you know, the witness that I would have to bring, and the the power of attorney documents. He said he's waiting on his attorney to send it. So he'll reach out to me. It was scheduled for later on in the week, so on the 9th. But I haven't heard anything or said anything from him. I will reach out to him though, just to check on him and see what he says. Um, but you know, I my gripe with them is I think what's happening, and they have no way to safeguard this. Well, there's nothing from stopping anyone to be able to create a profile on Thumbtack to actually get uh, a profile and request services. I've had an abundance of people reaching out to folks after they go and through the whole process, and calling them and it goes straight to voicemail, texting them and nothing happening, and then messaging them on the site, reading it but not responding. There's nothing that Thumbtack can do. But what I'm thinking is a good portion of those leads are people who are pricing out other people in their area so they can adjust their pricing, right? Um, I mean, I was tempted to do it, but then I realized, oh shit, these people are paying for it. It's like I decided not to. So typically, what I go and I do is there's a selection inside of Thumbtack. If you are a person who, um, a professional that's on Thumbtack, that would allow you to be able to look up yourself, and then you can see the other people that you have there. Now, it doesn't give you the opportunity to see the price, which I mean, again, you don't want to. That would be kind of shady if you went and you saw the price and there's 175 and you lower yours to 150, so you know what I'm saying. That would just create this whole negative, and we ain't trying to do that. I get the reason why they don't do that, but there's a way in Thumbtack where you can actually, once you get the lead, if you are working opportunities, you can go in and view the competition and see where your price is, which would be better. And it's not one of those things that Thumbtack advertises a lot on the professional side. That was something that I had to learn on my own, um, more or less because I'm just a curious person and I want to tap 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 until I get somewhere I never seen before, and then I can try to research what's going on. But I think that may be it. Um, but I don't really know. But let's see. So out of the 1565.89, there was $100 in the month of October, or not October, but the month of August. No, it might have been. It might be more than that actually. I would say I spent about $200 in leads. So if we add math, and I'm just doing some quick math here. So 1565 subtract, I'd say $200. I'm at 13, and then I did spend $400 in clothes. So, being a heavier set guy, and I wanted to make sure I had the right ties and the right clothes and all that other stuff. I would say my overall net income was 900. I am using the money that I'm making to reinvest into my business because it just makes me more presentable, makes me look, you know, makes me more presentable, and a lot more. It's easier for me to kind of be able to take pictures and, um, when I'm looking good or feeling good with the clothes that I make. So yes, last month I did spend 400 in total with all the, because I did have to go buy a jacket, a sports jacket. I also had to purchase a few ties. I did buy a what do you call it? A waist trainer or a compression shirt. Um, what else? And a few other things I can't think about. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to input the amount of training dollars because I am uh, a coach. So so in training I made about 125. What I charge for training, if you're interested, is $25 per session. It is about 45 minutes to an hour of conversation of just trying to pull out, what you want out of your business and how to focus and what things may work. I have a young lady that I'm working with, and I think you guys might have talked. I've talked to you about this, but she is interested in learning everything about what I've gone through in the wedding stuff. And then you got Erica, um, who is she's wanting to know everything about, you know, um, loan signing, and all that other stuff, all the knowledge that I have. And same thing with my other client too. So, and those are three people that I've been able to pick up along the way, and I'm very happy that they're seeing results. And I keep in contact, even though I hadn't kept in contact with the one gentleman. I need to reach out to him. It's been a couple weeks, and just check on and see how he's doing. Um, but little old, wedding officiant trainee is wanting to go into one of my what do you call it, weddings. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Why not? If you're okay with coming down here, because she's not here in Orlando. So 1565 minus $100 plus 125 in training dollars, minus 400 in close. My grand total is about $1,025. So a little short, you know. But even still, with the money made, the $1,500 that I've, and that's the good thing about the $1,500 is a lot of that is pre wedding stuff. Like that's just collecting half of the deposit, So I actually have a significant amount of money because a lot of the weddings haven't happened yet. That is still out there, ready to be paid. So, that's gonna increase significantly. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. I sure am. I sure am. And I missed you guys last week. I felt really bad that I wasn't able to do a video, but I was able to get it done this week. I had my cleaning lady. My cleaning lady was here yesterday. Not yesterday, but as I organize. She was here last week. And yeah, time just wasn't working on my side. That was horrible. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was horrible. For a second, I didn't have any home training. But, there's money out there. You got to go get it, like Candy says. Money making Monday. So let me know in the comments what you guys are doing to bring money to your business. I did say Thumbtack and I also signed up for Wedfolio and Gig Salad, which are just advertising sites as well. Those two don't cost anything initially. There's packages you can pay for. I did the free one, which gives me like $500 worth of $500 of booking amount. So I can only book up to $500, and they take 5%. So it's just another way to get exposure. I look at it as. And then Wedfolio, it gives you the opportunity to kind of go and work leads as well. The free one basically just puts you out there, and if people search and you're in the area, you'll pop up. But it's $19 a month, and it will allow you to be able to go work leads, and it would also actively promote your business unlimited. So I did do that. I did the $19 one because I really kind of want to see how it works. It definitely maybe one of these videos. What I'll do is I will actually kind of go into detail about the amount of money I'm spending in advertising. Now I don't spend money on Google or Yelp at all. And I haven't really got a lot of return on investment when it comes to Google. Google is free. I probably need to go and start searching my business a little bit more so I can get my SEO up. But Yelp has been a disappointment, man. I'm just not happy with them. I'm not paying anything for it, but it just makes me really sad, you know, because they were so good in the beginning, so good, and then all of a sudden it just, and I just can't believe it's not good quality leads. You know what I'm saying? Like I got one, and you just get no. I guess it's guests, so they do allow, and a lot of them will allow you to kind of be able to inquire, as a guest and not leave any, paper trail or fingerprints or whatever. To get in touch with the customer. But I got one last week that was just like, hey, I need this sign. How much is this gonna cost? And I was like, from $60 to $70, and that includes travel, depending on how many documents you have. It could be, and I never got anything back. So, you have to take the good with the bad with it. I mean, it was really good in the beginning that I got it with Google, and I'm glad I got that, or not Google, but with Yelp. I'm glad I got that one review, which looks good. And then, Google, I have five-star, and I have 15 on Thumbtack. I have one on Wedding Wire. I also have one on The Knot. So, it's just gonna take a little bit of time. This is the time, like during it's not completely slow, because my goal for this month is, I think 7 general notary works. No, 5 general notary works. I wanted to do 2 pop-up weddings, um, and 7 weddings I wanted to have booked, and I wanted to do 5 signings, and I haven't done anything but the general notary work. So, it's still early on. Again, it's only the 11th of September, so I still have time to be able to get that going and get that ready and make it work. So I'm not completely like concerned, but I am a little like, maybe I should worry about that a bit. Maybe I need to focus more on that. But there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, and right now, we're not rushing to get through anything at this point. So, with that being said, guys, that's all I got, at least for now. Okay. Um, I hope you guys found this information useful, or at the very least entertaining. Um, I know I'm all over the place a lot of times when it comes to this stuff. That's my own self critique, not what you guys may think, but you know, it is all over the place, and it's kind of hard unless you do a deep dive and really go into like the specifics of things. I am intentionally very vague, when it comes to like dollars and monies and how it added all the way up to that, because you know I don't want that criticism from people to say, well, you should have charged more for this or you should have charged more for that. So you won't really hear me ever go into that like specifically. But I did talk about the loan signing stuff to kind of give you an idea of where it is now. Um, and again, you do have to be choosy with the effort and time that you're spending into the ones that you do take. So you have to remember it and keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for all you guys listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Follow on all social media platforms. Reggie's Expressions will be back on the 16th of September, so that's going to be something else. That's a whole different page. Won't be on this one. You guys can find me in Eternal Union Weddings and Reggie's Mobile Notary on Facebook. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Eternal Unions as well. And it has a link to all of my other social media platforms as well. And I'll make sure that I don't know if I'll have any links. There's nothing that I talked about that will go to the links. They're in other, videos that I've talked about. So I probably won't. But yeah, keep the comments and things going. And my trek is to, at one day, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I too can monetize and make a little money on some of these videos that I'm be making. Otherwise, it's just fun to do, and I know I'm reaching someone out there, and that's great. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We absolutely love you, and I will talk to you soon. That has been Central Florida Notary. Bye.